Hey there, Maria Tecce here. I wanted to give you some tips today about vocal presence. So just a few tips that might help you to be a more memorable and a more effective speaker vocally. First off is the pace. So that's how fast or slow we speak. Now, generally, people think they're speaking more slowly than they are. So everyone can afford to slow down. Because remember, your audience is hearing this information for the first time. Now, you may have said it 100 times over and over again, but they are hearing it for the first time. So you need to slow down and make sure that you're speaking at a pace that is slow enough so people can understand what you're saying. Also, when you slow down, it helps you to have time to think of what's coming next. Clarity. Now, we can also call this articulation. It's not only the clarity and articulation as far as elocution goes, how clearly we actually pronounce our words, but clarity is also the clarity with which we think, the clarity of our thought. Because if you are thinking clearly, you will speak clearly, and vice versa. Also, when we are articulating our words, it also helps to slow us down, which is always a plus. The power of pause. Someone who uses the power of pause very well is Barack Obama. He's like the king of pause. He's very good. Now, using pauses is very effective, and it's effective for a couple of different reasons. First of all, it helps to break up your information. The audience needs a break. They need a moment or two every now and then to digest what you've just said. Now, using pause, you can use it in a couple of different ways. If you pause before a word or phrase, it creates a classic tension and then release. If you pause after a word or phrase or sentence, it allows the audience time to let the information sink in. Avoid using fillers. Now, what we mean by fillers are things like all the things that we use to take up space where we don't need to. It's the place where you might have a pause, but people get scared of having silence or space. So they fill it up with things like things like this. Audiences love it when you leave them a moment to just let things settle. Because you need a moment up here and they need a moment down there. So do your best to not use fillers, because what happens is it breaks up the flow of your information and your thought process, and that's not good for the audience. Intonation and pitch. Now, we've all heard the word monotony. Now, monotony is the death of any great presentation. You could have the most wonderful presentation full of images and videos and lots of interesting stories, but if your voice is in the one place all the time and it never changes, what happens? The audience shuts off. Their ears stop listening. So it's really important to change up your pitch and use your range. We do this all the time when we tell stories or when we're at home. So it's very important to change up your pitch and change up the intonation of your voice. Otherwise, you get monotone. And monotone is the death of all great presentations. Thanks so much for listening this week. I hope you found them useful. As always, you can click up here to subscribe to my channel, or you can click up here to see more videos. So we'll see you next time, and remember, speak it loud, speak it proud, and speak it public. Take care.